Oke, baik. Selamat siang semuanya. Selamat siang Bapak Ibu semua. Salam sejahtera dan salam sehat untuk kita semua ya. Kami ucapkan selamat datang kembali di acara webinar kami. Dan sebelumnya terima kasih untuk kembali mengikuti webinar kami pada siang hari ini. Perkenalkan, nama saya Johan dan saya adalah Asisten Sales Manager dari PT Sanco Indonesia untuk divisi IoT. Ya, kami sangat berharap tentunya selesai di webinar siang hari ini, Bapak dan Ibu akan mendapatkan banyak informasi lebih lagi mengenai solusi-solusi yang disediakan oleh PT Sanco Indonesia. Kami juga ingin menginformasikan jika PT Sanco Indonesia juga memiliki beberapa sosial media di mana Bapak Ibu bisa mendapatkan update tentang produk-produk kami, baik di Instagram, LinkedIn, dan Facebook. Dan juga channel YouTube yang Bapak dan Ibu bisa subscribe ya, dengan nama channel Sanco Machinery. Di channel tersebut, Bapak dan Ibu akan menemukan banyak sekali informasi tambahan terkait produk-produk kami yang lainnya. Dan juga untuk webinar di siang hari ini, tentunya kami akan upload di channel kami. Jadi jika suatu saat Bapak dan Ibu ingin menonton kembali atau mereview ulang terkait materi yang kami bagikan, bisa cek langsung di channel YouTube kami. Ya, nanti ada informasi sedikit. Di akhir webinar, kita akan mengadakan kuis singkat hadiah. Dan untuk pemenang kuis tersebut akan mendapatkan voucher diskon 50% untuk device code kita yang dari materi kita di siang hari ini gitu ya. Dan bagi peserta webinar yang mungkin nanti belum beruntung tetapi hadir di webinar siang hari ini, diskon 10% sudah menunggu Bapak dan Ibu semua peserta webinar sekalian untuk setiap order pembelian device kita pada siang hari ini. Jadi pastikan Bapak dan Ibu mengikuti webinar kami sampai selesai. Oke, dan topik webinar kita di siang hari ini adalah Condition Monitoring of Your Critical Equipment Made Easy, atau memantau kondisi peralatan penting Anda menjadi lebih mudah. Pada siang hari ini kami akan memberikan update mengenai salah satu produk terbaru kami, yaitu COD, ya, dari prinsipal kami Niruha System. Jadi siang hari ini materi kami akan dibagikan oleh prinsipal kami Niruha System India. Jadi di mana produk kami ini menggunakan analisa vibrasi untuk mendapatkan kondisi atau performa dari suatu alat atau mesin yang untuk detail teknologinya nanti akan dibagikan oleh main speaker kita ya di siang hari ini. Dan siang hari juga izinkan saya menjelaskan bagaimana Bapak dan Ibu yang hadir dapat mengajukan pertanyaan pada kami selama webinar berlangsung. Jadi jika Anda memiliki pertanyaan selama presentasi berlangsung, pertanyaan dapat disampaikan langsung di kolom chat, gitu ya. Dan pertanyaan-pertanyaan tersebut nantinya di sesi terakhir kami akan ada sesi Q&A, itu akan langsung dijawab gitu ya oleh main speaker kita. Dan perlu kami informasikan, webinar di siang hari ini menggunakan bahasa Inggris ya Bapak Ibu. Jadi pertanyaan-pertanyaan yang Bapak dan Ibu ajukan dapat menggunakan bahasa Inggris atau bahasa Indonesia. Yang bahasa Indonesia akan kami untuk translate ke speaker kami. Ya, baik. Siang hari izinkan saya memperkenalkan terlebih dahulu gitu ya. Siapa kami gitu ya, PT Sanco Indonesia. Jadi PT Sanco Indonesia sendiri kami berdiri di tahun 2004 di Jakarta sebagai perusahaan untuk machinery gitu ya dan automation system di Indonesia. Dengan customer kami ini ada di Indonesia bahkan internasional. Jadi untuk office kami bahkan ada di Jakarta, di Semarang, Surabaya dan Medan. Dan untuk main industri yang kami kerjakan ada di F&B, farmasi, kosmetik, personal care, agriculture, corrugated, e-commerce, logistik, dan warehouse. Dan di siang hari ini kami sendiri adalah dari divisi IoT Bapak Ibu. Jadi di siang hari ini kami bergeraknya membawa nama dari divisi kami IoT gitu ya. Jadi memang di siang hari ini juga banyak solusi-solusi yang akan kami coba bagikan gitu ya. Karena tentunya di masa sekarang ini IoT menjadi salah satu solusi yang semakin gencar, dan dengan perkembangan industri 4.0 ini sendiri juga menjadi salah satu solusi yang terbaik yang saya rasa bisa menjadi satu implementasi dan bisa jadi pegangan untuk kedepannya untuk perusahaan di mana Bapak dan Ibu berada gitu ya. Dan di siang hari ini kami membawa prinsipal kami, partner kami Niruha Systems gitu ya, dari India. Dan kami adalah partner dari Niroha System untuk market mereka di Indonesia. Ya, dan untuk siang hari ini saya akan memperkenalkan, gitu ya. I would like to introduce our main speaker for today, which is Mr. Sujay Gawan. He is the founder of Niroha System and the technology evangelist from Niroha System. Yeah, and the agenda for today would be like introduction and the industry needs. So it will tell us about apa yang dibutuhkan kita, gitu ya, apa yang dibutuhkan kita di masa sekarang ini dengan teknologi saat ini, gitu. Dan berikutnya akan ada what is condition monitoring, gitu ya. Apa sih monitoring kondisi, gitu ya. Dan akan dipaparkan juga solusi, bahkan live demo nanti juga ada aplikasinya dan ada studi kasusnya bahkan, dan juga di ending nanti kita akan memberikan sesi Q&A juga. Ya, so tidak perlu berlama-lama lagi, ya. So Mr. Sujay, yeah, this session is yours. So please share everything, take the update technology for us.
So good afternoon, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining. So thank you, Johan, for introducing us. And my name is Sujay Gawan. I am one of the founders of Niroha System. And the agenda for today's webinar would be to to look at how can we have so it would be condition monitoring of the critical equipment, and how do we ease condition monitoring of critical equipment. And the agenda, we will go through the introduction. Johan was kind enough to introduce us and Sanco both. Then we will look at different industry needs and themes. Then we will look at what is condition monitoring, and then we will look at how to achieve condition monitoring, and then we will look at a short demo and different use cases. At the end of the session, we will take some Q&As. Talking about Niroha Systems, Niroha Systems is a technology product company based out of India. We have several IoT products and which cater to different use cases with respect to IIoT, track and trace, data acquisition, and condition monitoring. Sanco is our partner and distributor for Indonesia. They represent us in Indonesia. So for any requirements, you can reach out to Sanco anytime. So when we talk about condition monitoring, right? What typically happens in condition monitoring is there are several equipment in a factory. So any factory has multiple motors, multiple machines which are operating. Now, when these machines are operating, it becomes very critical for the plant manager to know how the factory is operating. So there is a maintenance team which maintains all the equipment in real time. So there is a maintenance schedule that is followed for each machine. So if a factory has 20 lines, on each line there are multiple motors, compressor, pump which are running. Now, what the maintenance team does is goes to each of the motor, each of the machine, and then they do the maintenance on a periodic level. So they do it every quarter or every 6 months. And what happens because of this is there is no visibility in between. So when the maintenance happens from at a periodic level at every quarter or every 6 months, somebody comes with a machine, measures the vibrations, assesses the condition and goes back. But there is no visibility of what is the condition of a machine in those 6 months or those 3 months. That is the big problem, because as a factory owner, as a plant manager, as a production manager, if you don't have visibility in real time on condition of your equipment, you are really playing in the dark because you don't know what might happen in next 1 week or next 1 month. Right? Because of this, what happens is there is a lot of dependency on manual effort. So when something goes wrong on a production line, then the maintenance team comes into play, changes the machine, and there is a unexpected downtime which happens because of it. So unexpected breakdown and downtime uh, do affect the production output of any factory. So these are the key problems that happen when we talk about lack of visibility in condition monitoring. The point to be noted here is the maintenance team are always busy because they're always running behind a schedule. So they're always working as per a schedule to maintain and keep up with the problems that are occurring in all the machines across the entire factory. So when we say condition monitoring, so what is condition monitoring? Right? So essentially, any machine, any complex machine is combination of various different components. There could be a motor which is running. It could be attached to a gearbox, and then the gearbox is further attached to something else, right? Now, each of these components, when we monitor vibration of any of this equipment, we get to know based on the vibration what is the problem that is happening in the machine. So when we look at this data, this vibration data, now this is more technical, it is more physics. But when we look at the vibration of what is happening with this machine, we get to know what is happening exactly in the machine at based on the what is the vibration at each of the frequency. Now, if we are able to monitor these vibrations in the real time, then there can be a system which somebody can log into and you know say what is going wrong with the machine specifically. So when we talk about condition monitoring of critical equipment, we look at vibration, we look at temperature, and then we get to know if the machine vibration has gone beyond a certain degree in in last period of time, right? We also get to know uh, specific fault as to what is happening with the machine. So how do we achieve this? So one way to achieve this is attach a sensor to each of the motors. So Nidua has a product called as CORD. Now what CORD does is CORD can be attached to a motor. This device connects to Wi-Fi and sends the data to the software platform. Because of which you can look at historic trends and real-time vibration data on a software portal. So what we can do is we can attach a device to a motor. This device is connected to the plant Wi-Fi, and because it is connected to plant Wi-Fi, it will send all the data to the software application on the cloud. Now, what happens because of that is we get a lot of different types of alerts and notifications. So what we see here is real-time vibration that happens in the machine. So Johan, would you like to summarize what I have said so far?
Yeah, okay. So basically I will try to share in Indonesia as well. Ya, Bapak Ibu, jadi dengan adanya device ini tadi gitu ya, ini sangat membantu kita untuk memonitor gitu, bahkan untuk misalnya untuk predictive maintenance juga gitu ya. Jadi bisa terschedule dengan secara rapi gitu ya ketika kita tahu kondisi mesin kita di lapangan gitu ya. Dengan di sini nanti ada berbagai macam hal gitu yang bisa kita kondisikan atau kita monitor gitu. Ada vibrasinya, ada temperaturnya kan, dan akselerasinya bahkan. Nah, semua itu akan nanti ditampilkan di dashboard itu tadi gitu ya, dengan koneksinya dengan device code tadi, code itu tadi ya, device dengan analisa vibrasinya tadi. Nah, di sini kita perlu konfigurasikan mesin dan parameternya nantinya. Nah, setelah itu dikoneksikan dengan WiFi, Bapak Ibu. Jadi untuk device ini koneksinya membutuhkan koneksi WiFi, gitu ya. Jadi itu akan membantu kita secara real time untuk memonitor atau nantinya juga akan divisualisasikan di dashboardnya. Nah, seperti ini di ada real time machine conditionnya, ada alert dan notificationnya. Nah, itu membantu kita untuk memberikan diagnosa gitu ya, dan membantu kita gitu ya secara rapi menjadwalkan untuk melakukan maintenance gitu ya terhadap mesin-mesin kita atau device-device kita di lapangan. Yes, so far I already summary some of the presentation, Sujay. You can continue.
So based on what you have seen so far, the sensor gets attached to the motor. The sensor is connected over Wi-Fi. It sends data, and because of the data, what you see is the machine condition in real time. And because of machine condition in real time, you can have different type of alerts and notifications. Because when this cord or the sensor is attached to the motor, we also feed in the details of the motor. Because the details of the motors are fed into the device, we know exactly what are the desired vibration levels in which the machine should be operating. Johan, you
Yep.
can.
Okay. Ya, so Bapak Ibu, jadi seperti tadi, jadi ketika code itu tadi itu akan dipasang di motor mesinnya gitu ya, dan dengan dikoneksikan ke WiFi sekali lagi tadi itu kita akan dapatkan data-data untuk kesehatan dari mungkin mesinnya gitu ya secara real time. Dan nantinya akan kita bisa visualisasikan gitu ya di dashboard ini. Entah nanti itu bisa juga dapat data historikalnya atau bahkan data real time-nya, dan analisanya bahkan akan sangat jelas gitu ya. Jadi nanti bukan akan terlihat juga dari hari ke harinya itu performanya seperti apa. Itu nanti akan diupdate lebih lagi gitu ya. Jadi di live demo nanti akan dilihatkan juga. Oke.
So and then what happens is apart from knowing whether the machine condition is good, satisfactory, unsatisfactory, or critical, we also get to know what are the different diagnoses of different problems that are possibly happening in the machine. So we also get certain level of diagnosis of the problems in the machine.
Ya, dan setelah itu akan terlihat gitu ya tadi dari grafik-grafik di sini. Ya. Jadi dari hasil kalkulasinya tadi itu akan terlihat di grafik-grafik ini, dan nanti akan terlihat juga hasil diagnosanya seperti apa. Gitu. Jadi akan membantu kita untuk melakukan analisa juga.
And then what we get to see is, at first level we get to see the vibration and what is the condition. But if somebody has to get into more depth, we also have something called as spectrum analysis, which helps to know, helps a maintenance person to analyze the spectrum that is there and analyze specific faults related to harmonics or bearing faults.
Ya, dan nantinya itu akan kita bisa dibantu kita dari melihat di spektrum analisanya tadi ya. Itu ada beberapa harmonika ini, dan itu ada juga nanti tampilan-tampilan ini yang akan membantu kita melakukan analisa tersebut, Bapak Ibu.
Now, what you also get to see is operational metrics of the entire plant. So, So far we spoke about one machine, one sensor on one machine. But now if you have 100 machines and if each of the 100 machines have the sensor, then you get to know for each machine what has been the operational metric for that machine and how much time it has been operating, how much time it was off, how much time it was working in a satisfactory mode, how much time it was working in an unsatisfactory mode, and so on.
Dan nantinya dari operational metric ini juga terlihat, misal kita di lapangan ada ratusan mesin bahkan, nah itu di situ kan terlihat mesin mana sih yang masih beroperasi oke, atau yang operasinya memuaskan, atau oh ini mesin ini kok downtime gitu ya, lagi-lagi off gitu kan. Jadi semua itu akan terlihat, akan membantu kita juga melakukan analisa. Jadi dengan oh ternyata mesin-mesin di lapangan ini sebagian besar mungkin masih ada kendala, atau sebagian besar sudah kinerjanya sudah bagus dan memuaskan. Yep, okay.
So what are the benefits of implementing such a system, right? So one of the benefits is that we get a single system for condition visibility of all the machines. So in a typical today, what happens is a maintenance person goes to each machine and measures the vibration and the condition manually, right? Uh, Instead of that, with this system, it would be completely automated. The sensor would be attached to the motor uh, always, and you will see real-time data because of which a maintenance engineer doesn't have to go to the machine till till there is a problem in the machine which is highlighted by the system. And even if he has to look at something, he can log into his portal wherever he's sitting and then just look at the data wherever he's sitting in the office, and he doesn't have to go to the machine every time.
Ya, jadi dengan konsepnya single system, Bapak. Jadi memang kita pasang device-device kita itu tadi di lapangan gitu ya, di mesin-mesinnya, di motor mesinnya, dan ini membantu juga untuk tim maintenance atau engineering-nya tidak perlu tiap kali harus ke lapangan gitu ya. Bahkan mereka hanya memantau dari office saja, itu sudah cukup, dan ini cukup efisien sekali untuk membantu kinerja dari tim engineer-nya.
Then because of this, what happens is, because the maintenance engineer is always monitoring all the machines at one go, going to each machine after 3 months, there's an automated real-time condition visibility available online, and this would help to prevent any kind of breakdown in the factory.
Ya, jadi karena dengan adanya sistem yang online ini membantu juga untuk menghindari adanya downtime gitu ya di factory-nya gitu ya. Jadi sehingga dengan adanya sistem ini cukup membantu. Jadi tim maintenance atau tim engineering itu tadi cukup memantau dari jarak jauh saja gitu ya, dan menganalisa beberapa hari mungkin mesin ini seperti apa. Jadi itu bisa dilakukan predictive maintenance itu tadi.
There are also other advantages that all of this data is there in the system. So somebody can look at the historic trend and see what has been going on with the machine in past week or month, and then analyze what is really going on, and also look at the historic data of what has been happening with the machine so far.
Ya, dan juga itu kan membantu kita untuk dari data-data tersebut membantu kita untuk melihat apa sih yang terjadi dengan mesin-mesin kita yang di lapangan, sehingga memudahkan kita untuk melakukan ngecek tanpa secara langsung ke lapangan. Okay.
And eventually, all of this leads to a cost saving because there are lesser downtimes. There are lesser manual efforts which are spent on keeping up the factory well maintained.
Yeah, so can you repeat, Sujay?
So now it's a time for a quiz while we prepare for a live demo. So over to you, Johan, for the quiz.
Oke, oke, I will share. Ya, Bapak Ibu, mungkin tadi jika ada yang belum jelas gitu ya, jadi bisa sekali lagi mengetik di kolom chat gitu ya. Kami akan bantu untuk menjawab juga gitu ya. Dan nanti di sesi Q&A kami akan bantu untuk jawab lebih lagi gitu ya, untuk mungkin hal-hal yang belum jelas. Ya, untuk siang hari ini sembari kita menunggu Suja untuk mempersiapkan live demo, ya seperti yang saya tadi sudah sampaikan, kita akan ada sedikit kuis kecil gitu ya, kuis singkat. Dan siang hari ini gitu ya, dan tadi sudah saya sampaikan di awal, jika kita akan membagikan voucher 50% gitu ya, terutama untuk device code ini sendiri, dan juga nanti mungkin yang belum beruntung gitu ya, nah, sudah tersedia diskon 10% gitu ya, untuk semua produk gitu ya. Dan juga jadi saya harap di siang hari ini Bapak Ibu bisa berpartisipasi lebih gitu ya. Nanti akan ada pertanyaan yang muncul di layar Zoom Bapak Ibu, dan hanya waktunya saya akan berikan 20 detik saja untuk menjawab pertanyaan tersebut gitu ya. Bisa diketik di kolom chat gitu ya setiap jawabannya nanti. Jadi kita akan memilih pemenang dengan jawaban tertepat dan tercepat. Ya, saya harap semua sudah siap ya. Oke, akan saya share sebentar lagi untuk pertanyaannya. Oke, 3, 2, 1. Ya, what connection that code used to transmit the data? Jadi koneksi apa yang digunakan code untuk mentransmisikan data? A, Bluetooth, B, Wi-Fi, C, seluler. Ya, baik, silakan dijawab di 20 detik dari sekarang. Ya, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oke, saya tutup ya untuk sesi kuisnya ya. Nah, jadi coba saya cek siapa yang sudah menjawab di sini. Baik, untuk pemenang dari kuis di siang hari ini, gitu ya. Jadi dengan pertanyaan what connection that code used to transmit the data. Jadi koneksi apa yang digunakan code untuk mentransmisikan data? Dan jawabannya yang benar adalah B, Bapak Ibu ya. Dan di sini saya mendapatkan pemenangnya, gitu ya. Ada Pak Rizal ya, ini Pak Rizal Setiawan. Pak Rizal Setiawan. Ya, baik. Nanti tim kami akan menghubungi Bapak gitu ya Pak, dan juga nanti voucher tersebut akan dikirimkan ke email yang sudah Bapak registrasikan untuk di webinar ini. Dan juga untuk peserta lain yang mungkin tidak menjawab, tenang saja gitu ya. Jadi sudah ada diskon 10%, sudah Bapak Ibu kantongin juga. Dan juga ya sekali lagi Bapak Ibu saya ingatkan gitu ya, jika ada pertanyaan gitu ya, silakan diketik di kolom chat gitu ya, dikirimkan ke saya atau ke tim yang lain gitu ya, ke co-host yang lain bahkan juga bisa. Nantinya di sesi Q&A akan kita bahas bersama-sama gitu ya. Yeah, and I think the live demo is ready, Mr. Sujay.
Yes, demo is ready.
Okay, then back to you for the live demo.
Okay. So here we have a live screen of. Uh, is the screen visible to everybody? Okay. So
Yes.
here we have a live screen of a machine, okay, which is currently live, and you can see that the machine condition is satisfactory. During the course of this live demo, you can also maybe you can pause this changing, uh, and you can see this live vibration. You see this, this is unsatisfactory. While I talk, we'll keep seeing this change a bit because the vibration, the real time vibration or the live vibration of the motor is changing continuously.
Mhm. Jadi ini terlihat ya Bapak Ibu di layar ini gitu kan. Jadi dia akan berubah terus menerus gitu ya, melihat kondisi real time di lapangan gitu ya. Jadi ketika memang nanti kondisinya unsatisfactory itu akan terlihat juga. Ketika mungkin kritikal itu akan langsung berganti gitu ya. Secara real time akan berubah gitu ya. Dan juga di saat ini bisa dilihat kondisinya satisfactory, memuaskan gitu ya.
So what you can also see is the real time vibration which you can see here in numbers, you can see here in graph as well, and you can see this changing as as we speak, and you can see that one of these vibration, the horizontal vibration of the machine, is going into unsatisfactory and coming into good, and that's what gets reflected on the top as the machine condition gets switches between satisfactory and unsatisfactory.
Ya. Ya, dari diagnosa di bawah ini ya gitu, dari grafik ini akan terlihat gitu. Dari mesinnya dari waktu ke waktu terlihat perubahannya gitu ya, unsatisfactory atau satisfactory gitu ya. Ini semuanya secara real time akan terdeteksi gitu dan grafik-grafik ini akan terus terupdate. Memang selama device itu dan motor tersebut aktif gitu ya. Jadi akan terupdate terus-menerus kondisi real time-nya.
So what happens here is the good, satisfactory, unsatisfactory, and critical. So these markers and these colors are coming because of the motor profile which we have entered on the sensor. And the
Sorry.
motor and the sensor knows what is good vibration, what is unsatisfactory, and what is critical vibration for this motor because of the motor profile that we have fed it.
Oke, jadi di sini terlihat ada good, satisfactory, dan unsatisfactory, dan akan critical. Jadi motor tersebut yang kita bantu gitu ya untuk menampilkan data-data real time-nya mereka gitu. Terlihat motor ini sinyalnya dari getaran tersebut gitu ya. Jadi terlihat di sini terupdate ternyata kondisinya tidak baik nih. Dan lagi kurang oke juga gitu kan, dari alarmnya ada semuanya gitu, semuanya semuanya terpaparkan di grafik-grafik ini Bapak Ibu. Jadi itu mempermudah kita untuk melakukan analisa tersebut.
And every time this goes beyond a particular threshold, it will create an alert, which you can see on the right. And apart from normal alert of changing, going into unsatisfactory critical, a user can also set their own alerts here. And if some user wants to say, hey, I don't want an alert when it goes in unsatisfactory, but I want an alert every time it even goes beyond say this level became good. User can add their own alerts from here.
Dan juga dari grafik-grafik ini kita bisa setting threshold-nya Bapak Ibu. Jadi ketika mungkin grafik ini melewati threshold yang kita sudah tentukan, itu akan muncul di kolom alert ya, di tab alert. Itu semua akan terlihat gitu ya. Dan juga kita bisa setting sendiri gitu ya threshold-nya gitu ya. Sehingga itu membantu kita untuk memberikan alarm yang pasti gitu ke kita gitu ya. Jadi melihat kondisi mesinnya yang kita inginkan dia batasnya di sini nih. Nah, kalau melewati ini berarti sudah nggak normal untuk kita gitu ya. Jadi itu akan membantu kita untuk membantu analisa gitu ya.
What we also see here are diagnostic indicators. So these are different diagnostic indicators, and you can see here that there is a possible imbalance in the machine. So this is a diagnostic indicator which says there is a possible imbalance in the machine, and that's where when it goes into unsatisfactory, it says hey there is a possible imbalance. So maintenance engineer looking at this will check for imbalance in the machine.
Oke. Dan di diagnosa indikatornya ini nanti terlihat gitu ya, ketika kondisinya unsatisfactory itu kan akan memberikan diagnosa, oh ini kondisinya lagi nggak stabil nih gitu kan. Dan juga ketika mungkin satisfactory, nah indikator yang itu tadi, diagnosa itu tadi akan hilang gitu ya. Berarti kondisi mesinnya memuaskan.
And you can also see different diagnostic indicators there and their performance over a period of time, how they are changing. So if rolling element wear was to increase, a maintenance engineer knows that rolling element wear has increased with time. And similarly for other different defects which are given here.
Ya. Dan juga ada 3 parameter ini yang kita lihat untuk menentukan untuk yang kita lihat di diagnosa indikator ini gitu ya. Jadi ini yang nanti juga akan membantu kita untuk bisa mengecek gitu ya, secara langsung juga, oh kira-kira problemnya apa sih gitu ya.
Now, when a maintenance engineer already has all of this information, and you can also see there is a possible imbalance, and if somebody wants to know more about what is going on with the machine, they can look at FFT analysis and they can look at harmonics. And they can look at harmonics and BPFO, BPFI, FTF, DSS. These are all markers for different faults in the machine. And at each fault, we know what is going on. So when we look at harmonics and when we look at BPFO, we know when BPFO is because it is 2x, there is a problem in the bearing of this particular motor because there is a BPFO which has come on 2x.
Oke. Dan juga nanti kita juga bisa lihat di FFT, analisa FFT ininya gitu ya. Jadi nanti kita bisa pilih harmonika, BPFO kah atau BPFI kah. Nah di sini terlihat di BPFO-nya gitu kan sangat tinggi gitu. Nah ini berarti di bearingnya ada mungkin ada masalah nih. Nah itu bisa membantu kita untuk mengecek langsung ke sana.
And we can look at this vibration for all axial, horizontal, and vertical. So here is this particular defect is in axial, and you can see in axial 2x is continuously 2x of BPFO is continuously high, and that says that there is some problem in the bearing of the machine. What we also see on the right hand side are operational indicators of how this machine has been performing for today. So you see that for 36% of the time today it was operating it was not operating at all, and for 57% of the time it was operating in unsatisfactory mode, and only 5% it was operating in satisfactory mode. So this machine is something that the maintenance team should be worried about, and because it is already operating in unsatisfactory mode.
Dan juga di indikator operasional ini nanti terlihat gitu ya untuk mungkin semua mesin-mesin kita yang di lapangan gitu ya. Oh dari 36% ini tidak beroperasi nih. Dan juga ada 57% ini operasinya kurang memuaskan. 5% memuaskan sekali. Nah ini membantu kita untuk melihat dari indikator ini saja kita bisa tahu gitu ya analisa di lapangan seperti apa.
So now this is the real-time dashboard that we saw. It is for one machine. But when we have to look at overall performance of the plant, then this is how you get to see it. So here in this particular setup, there are 3 machines which are there, out of which 2 are operational and 1 is in unknown status right now. And what you see here on this calendar graph is the overall performance of each of the of total overall all the machines for each of the day. So you see that in November, in month of November, Friday and Saturday, because it was holidays for Diwali in India, both these days the plants were off, and that's where the machines were off, and that's why you say that the machines were not working on those days. But from Sunday, again, the machine started running, and you can see the different operational metrics for all the machines for each day.
Dan Bapak Ibu dari condition summary ini bisa terlihat gitu ya operational summary-nya. mungkin di November ini akan terlihat seperti kalender seperti ini, Bapak Ibu. Jadi nanti terlihat mungkin ini ambil contoh di India gitu ya, ternyata ada 2 hari libur gitu ya, dan pada waktu itu plan-nya jadi mereka di factory itu harus off, jadi mesinnya tidak beroperasi sama sekali, jadi 100% mungkin nggak beroperasi gitu ya, nggak ada aktivitas gitu ya, dan terlihat lagi mulai Minggu, Senin, Selasa, nah itu mulai muncul metriknya karena mesin-mesinnya ini sudah mulai beraktivitas kembali gitu ya.
So what you also see are the number of alerts which are generated each of the day on this calendar control, because you get to know how much of alerts are coming. So for the maintenance team, after they have maintained everything, whenever they see an alert come for any of the day, they know which day how many alerts are coming in the entire month.
Dan ini juga bisa dilihat summary dari alerts gitu ya. Jadi di November ini bisa kita cek gitu ya. Oh, ada berapa alert sih di hari itu. Itu juga membantu kita untuk analisa.
They can go here and view details for more alerts as well from the dashboard itself. It will open up all the alerts which have come across all the machines in the factory, and they can take action on those alerts.
Ya, jadi juga untuk mau tahu lebih detail dari alert-alert tersebut gitu ya, dari alarm tersebut, jadi bisa dilihat di kolom kanan itu ya Bapak Ibu untuk view details. Jadi nanti bisa melakukan action juga di situ untuk apa? Mungkin ketika kita sudah melakukan resolve problemnya, itu juga bisa kita ubah gitu ya untuk indikatornya di kolom kanan tersebut.
Just like we looked at the real-time dashboard for one machine, and all this data is real-time data, which is coming in real time. What if you want to look at the history of this machine? How many times it gave alerts? How many times there were alerts sent by this machine, and what were the conditions at that time for the machine? For that, we have something called as a device timeline, which gives you an entire timeline. So I have pulled up this timeline report uh, for last 3 months, September, October, and November, and you can see here, by each day of the month, how many alerts are generated on this machine.
Dan juga ada satu lagi ini ya di device timeline gitu ya. Jadi membantu kita, mungkin kita merangkum semua aktivitas dari mesin gitu ya di 3 bulan ini ya. Ini bisa terlihat dari 3 bulan tersebut berapa alert sih yang kita dapatkan gitu ya dari kondisi mesin di lapangan gitu ya. Dan juga ini bisa terangkum semua gitu ya. Jadi bisa terkumpulkan semua summary dari data-data di lapangan.
You can click on any of this one instance and say, maintenance team was curious to know what happened on 8th on this day. They can just click here and they can see how the FFT looked at that time, and they can see that on 8th on this time there was the machine condition was unsatisfactory and there was misalignment in the motor.
Ya, jadi dari kalau kita tadi kalau kita tadi lihat gitu ya di penjelasan di masing-masing alert itu nanti terlihat juga di jam mana sih kira-kira, dan ada tadi between jam 4 sampai jam 5, jam 8 sampai jam 9. Nah, itu akan bisa kita klik gitu ya, dan kita lihat detailnya di bawah tuh. Oh, ternyata ada kondisi tidak normal yang terjadi waktu itu di jam ini. Dan waktunya juga jelas gitu ya. Ada di tanggal 8 bulan 10 jam 8:05 gitu ya. Jadi nanti ketika klik masing-masing di event itu, kejadian tersebut, nah itu akan terlihat secara detail gitu ya, diagnosanya seperti apa.
So this is a device timeline. And then what if you want to analyze of how the FFT looked? So when we looked at this particular report and when we looked at the FFT, the FFT right now, what you see is presentation in right now. What if you want to see the FFT of how it was operating for, how the machine was operating for last 1 hour? Then we have something called a spectrogram, in which you can look at the FFT in different in a time span of of entire day to day, and look at how different frequencies were behaving in the machine, and thereby the maintenance team can further go into details of a particular fault that they want to find out.
Ya, jadi nanti di spektrogram ini gitu ya, jadi semua akan terlihat gitu ya, secara grafik gitu ya, secara detail lagi gitu. Kondisi yang kita hadapi saat itu seperti apa sih, dan frekuensinya yang terjadi dari mungkin di kondisi di lapangan, mesin-mesin di lapangan itu seperti apa. Nah, ini akan membantu kita untuk mengambil analisa gitu ya.
So there are several other reports as well for condition apart from this, which give you more historic data about different alerts and different actions that were taken on the alerts. So somebody, whenever there is an alert, there can be an action taken on the alert for whether it was fixed or dismissed. So somebody can go and fix the alert, and this will get reflected into the report. So the maintenance team can also take action, and these actions are recorded and are available as reports.
Ya. Jadi juga dari alert itu tadi gitu ya, bisa terlihat kita bisa melakukan action gitu. Mungkin dari tim maintenance mereka sudah melakukan penanganan gitu ya terhadap mesin di lapangan gitu ya. Nah, ini sudah bisa mereka setting juga actionnya sudah di fix gitu, sudah dibenarkan, sudah dibetulkan untuk kondisi mesinnya sudah beres untuk alert yang ini. Jadi ini membantu mereka untuk bisa melihat kondisi apa saja yang belum mereka bereskan gitu.
So that's all in the demo, and I think there are a few more features, and if somebody wants to look at more features, please do get in touch with the Sanco team and schedule a more detailed demo with us. Right? I think this is all in the demo, and Johan, over to you to declare the winner of quiz that was set sometime back.
Oke. Ya, oke. Jadi ya Bapak Ibu itu tadi. So thank you so much, Sir Sujai, for the information that you have shared to us, and also for the live demo as well. So we hope and believe that all of the participants received the new knowledge and information about the vibration analysis technology. Yeah. And I believe that this technology would be able to provide a breakthrough solution to our participants today, because it is very insightful for us to see how easy we get the analysis and the diagnosis about the device or machine that we have in the field by using code. Ya, Bapak Ibu, siang hari ini gitu ya kami
we'll look at some use cases. So based on whatever you saw in the live demo, the basis of it is vibration analysis. And now this vibration analysis can be used for measuring vibration and assessing condition of anything like an engine, a motor, compressors. It could also be used for structural vibration analysis for any device, right? And that's where some of the use cases where this is already implemented is real-time monitoring of HDP extrusion lines for pipe manufacturers. So these are HDP extrusion lines where the pipes are manufactured. So the motors which run the extrusion lines are being monitored. Then auto ancillary is using it for vibration analysis of gearbox. Then this is implemented at a car manufacturer to predict maintenance activity on critical motors. Then a paints distribution network is using it for analyzing the motor uptime and analysis of the motors which are used for mixing paints together. Then it is also used for at a packaging manufacturer line to understand the vibration and the condition of the packaging line. So likewise, there are different use cases which are there, and although the basis of this is vibration analysis, it can be used for different applications in different parts of the factory.
We can take questions now. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask.
Apabila Bapak Ibu masih ada pertanyaan, bisa langsung disampaikan ke Mr. Sujai, bisa melalui kolom chat di bawah ini ya Bapak Ibu.
Yes, I have a question from Tess Creamer. Yeah, he asked about like how far the Wi-Fi coverage, the area coverage record.
Yeah, so it would the Wi-Fi coverage would depend on the environment and the Wi-Fi access points where they are placed.
Jadi tergantung dari environment Wi-Fi-nya dan akses point-nya, Bapak Ibu. Jadi untuk jangkauan dari Wi-Fi-nya itu tadi ya.
I think there is another question also, which is how often this real-time monitoring system send the operator false signals. It doesn't really send false signals till the time the vibration is confirmed. So just for normal spikes, it doesn't send any alerts to the operator. It only sends alerts when there is a persisting vibration for some time.
And we still have some question here, Sujai.
Yes.
I know the vibration parameter has frequency and velocity. What is the difference and which one is better? This question is from Rizal Setiawan.
What is the question? Can you paste that in the chat? So,
sorry.
Can you send me the question in chat?
Oh, okay. Of course. I will send. Yes, I send the question on chat.
Okay. So the frequency and velocity are interrelated. So the question would be valid if it was between velocity and acceleration. So acceleration is used for higher degree noise, and velocity is the right parameter for class 1, class 2, class 3 parameters. The frequency is related to velocity, so it's not either or. So we look at vibration of the velocity and the frequency both. So both are important. You can't pick one between velocity and frequency.
Ya, tadi kalau dari pertanyaan mungkin frekuensi dan velocity tidak related gitu. Jadi yang bisa direlatetkan adalah velocity dan akselerasinya gitu.
And frequency and velocity both are important because you would look at velocity to see what is the overall level of vibration, and then you would look at frequency to know what is the exact problem.
Oh, oke. Ya, jadi nanti terlihat gitu ya velocity-nya itu membantu kita untuk melihat gitu ya frekuensi yang ada gitu ya, dan juga untuk and the other one is it? Can you repeat?
Yeah, and frequency, we look at the frequency to look at the exact problem which is going on in the machine.
Oke. Dan untuk frekuensinya akan secara langsung bisa melihat exact problem yang benar-benar terjadi itu seperti apa. And the other one is what is different about 3 access point?
Yes. So there are 3 different type of vibrations: axial, horizontal, and vertical. Because the sensor captures vibration in 3 dimensions. it does not just capture vibration in one direction. So it will capture vibration of a machine in axial, horizontal, and vertical in all three directions. So when a maintenance engineer will look at what is, if the machine condition is bad, he'll look at which direction is that problem occurring in. Is it in axial, horizontal, or vertical direction?
Jadi memang tiga hal ini tidak mungkin salah satu ya, Pak. Jadi ketika kita mengeceknya dari vibrasi, dari action, dari horizontal dan vertikal ini akan membantu kita untuk melihat problem ini muncul di mana sih, di vertikal kah, di horizontal kah, atau di action kah gitu. Jadi itu nanti tim maintenance akan bisa kelihatan gitu ya. Oh ternyata di posisi horizontalnya ada problem nih. Nah, itu membantu mereka untuk melakukan diagnosa dan analisa. Okay. Is there any other questions? Ada pertanyaan lain lagi, Bapak Ibu? I think I have questions.
There is another question from Rizal Setiawan. If one of day out of standard vibration, that is enough to know about the problem. One of the axis he mean.
Yes, one device is enough to know the problem, but sometimes the machines are big in size, and then people want to have sensor attached to the drive end and the non-drive end. But overall, to know what is the overall machine condition, one sensor is enough. But more sensors you will add, you will have better data visibility.
Okay. Yeah.
I can see there is another question which says, when monitoring sensor installed at one line production, can the system give warning to operator to production to preventive action to other machines? No, it will only give alerts for the machines or motors on which the sensor is attached. The sensors are IP67 rated, so dust and heat is not a problem for them. These sensors are rugged and they're IP67 rated. So this was the answer for a question which talked about how about maintenance of the sensors. I have dusty and hot area in my factory. No problem. The sensors are rated as IP67.
Yeah, Sujay, maybe do you have any picture about the wiring from COT? Because there's a question here that he want us to show him about how the physical shape from COT and how the wiring.
So there is no wiring required. The device doesn't get interfaced with the motor. It is only attached to the motor. And what I will do is I will just open up engineering drawing of the device. I have just shared my screen. You can see this is how the device looks. It's a 74 mm by 43 mm device, and it has a wire that comes out of here, which is given for power supply. And then this, what you see on the back, this round is a stud mounting on which the device will be attached to the motor.
Yeah.
So this is how this is the engineering drawing of the device, and this is how the device looks.
Yes.
Right.
Ya, itu adalah bentuk fisikalnya Pak Rizal gitu ya, dan Pak Dede ya, kira-kira seperti itu gitu ya. Dan kalau mungkin nanti butuh device-nya gitu ya, bisa menghubungi ke Sanko. Kami juga ada untuk mungkin device trial-nya juga gitu ya. Ya. Dan secara ukuran pun juga cukup ya kecil ya Bapak Ibu, dari 43 mili dan 74 mili gitu ya.
We have any other questions?
Ada pertanyaan lagi? Jadi nanti semua pertanyaan-pertanyaan Bapak Ibu ini mungkin nantinya ada yang belum terjawab juga, semuanya akan kami summary gitu ya, dan nantinya setelah webinar ini akan kami kirimkan ke email Bapak Ibu sekalian gitu ya. Jadi semuanya menerima informasi yang sama. Kira-kira ada pertanyaan lagi Bapak Ibu?
Johan, Ricky,
Yep.
do we have
Okay.
other-
So I have another question here, Sujay. It is challenging to do action when the sensor detect and alert to a machine, but no further action to save the production line. Is it like this?
Can you send it to me in the chat?
Okay, I will send it to you. Yeah, I send you on chat box, Sujay.
So what happens is, see, because of the system, okay, and let me share my screen again, idea about this. So what happens is, in a real scenario, right, when the vibration is going up and the vibration will hit critical, so you won't be waiting. See, today what happens is you wait till the machine uh, condition gets critical. But because of the system, you won't even have to wait till the machine condition gets critical, because you can set your own alerts as well. And in addition to that, the system will also send an alert when this goes from satisfactory to unsatisfactory. So after the machine goes in unsatisfactory, there is enough time for you to plan a downtime to fix the problem and not let the production line shut down abruptly.
Ya, jadi dengan kondisinya di sini, Pak, ini bisa terlihat juga kita di mana kita bisa set sebelum itu hal itu jadi kritikal gitu ya, jadi kita bisa set threshold di mana kita bisa lakukan secara berkala nih di threshold yang kita inginkan. Nah, jadi itu membantu juga menghindari downtime dari production gitu ya. And here another question. Oh, sorry. The same person said that we want to manage our production capacity at the same time. We want our engineer has early alert when something wrong happens to the machine.
Yes, and that goes on, right? I mean, you get the alert, And what we can do is, please request the person to have another call scheduled with us, where we can go into details of each of these things and explain in detail. But the system already has a way where you are alerted well in advance for any unexpected fatality that will come to the motor, and we can plan the downtime and get the problem solved well in time. So my request is to have Johan to have a call with the person and show them a more detailed demo of how things will work.
Okay. Then there's another question here. Besides vibration and temperature, it is possible to applicate this device in ampere monitor.
No, there is no current monitoring in this. There is no ampere monitoring in this device.
Oke. Jadi tidak bisa ya Pak Dede gitu ya. Dan juga there's another question here. Is it possible to integrate with asset management module in ERP?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is possible.
Ya, mungkin kan untuk Pak Arifman Aji. Yeah, so is there any other question? Ada pertanyaan yang lain lagi? Another one from Rizal Setiawan. If the vibration in the bad condition can be the sensors stop the machine automatically?
No, the sensors cannot stop the machine. Although you can do something externally that you can get the data from the sensor and make the machine stop. But that's a external retrofit arrangement you would have to do. It's not the core feature of the sensor.
Ya, jadi bukan fitur dari sensor ini ya, Pak Rizal. Oke, jika masih ada pertanyaan lebih lanjut lagi, silakan ditulis sudah di kolom chat. Nanti akan kami tampung terlebih dahulu. Jadi nanti akan kami jawab via email ya Bapak Ibu. Jadi silakan mungkin jika masih ada pertanyaan, silakan diketik di kolom chat, nanti akan kami summary semuanya, kami kumpulkan semuanya dan akan kami kirimkan via email gitu ya, dan tim kami akan menjawabnya. Jadi memang karena waktu juga gitu ya, jadi terima kasih untuk waktunya gitu ya. Thank you Sujai and Yuruhaya System Teams.
Thank you.
Yeah, because we have already passed the 1 hour time, and then terima kasih untuk Bapak Ibu yang sudah hadir gitu ya di siang hari ini. Semoga kita bisa bertemu kembali di webinar yang selanjutnya dari PT Sanco Indonesia. Jika ada pertanyaan atau ingin informasi lebih lanjut lagi, bisa menghubungi di website kami ya Bapak Ibu. Ya, selamat siang, salam sehat dan salam sejahtera untuk semuanya.
Thank you everyone for joining. Please do get in touch with the Sanco team for any questions and any inquiries that you have.
Thank you, Sujai.